I haven't worn my wedding ring in over 6 years, and I don't really talk about it. And most of the time, I try not to think about it. But I just turned 51, and it really hit me. It's been longer without it than with it. When I started Mounjaro almost a year ago, I thought that by now I'd be much closer to reaching my goal weight, to feeling like a younger version of myself again. But that didn't happen. Welcome to Slow and Steady with Andi. I'm Andi, and in this video, I want to talk about where I'm actually at right now and what I want this next year of my life to look like. And if you're here watching this video the day it was released, today is my actual 51st birthday. May the 4th be with you. Okay, so let's talk about this. The wedding ring. In 2016, I had the great privilege of marrying the love of my life and my best friend. And as I was getting closer to my 51st birthday, I was getting that melancholy feeling I seem to get every year as I acknowledge that another year of my life has gone by. And it just really hit home that I have spent more years not able to wear my wedding ring than I have wearing it. And that has just been really hard to think about. When I started this a year ago, one of my first thoughts was by this time next year, I will be able to wear my ring again. And like I said, that didn't happen. So I'm sure for a lot of people, it's just a piece of jewelry, but to me it's so much more. When I'm wearing that ring and I look down on it, it instantly stirs that memory of the beautiful way that my husband proposed to me. You guys, number one, I did not expect at all. We had not been talking about getting married. We we had been together at 4 years by that point, but we both came out of really difficult marriages. We were both divorced. And in my mind at that time, the last thing I was thinking about was getting married. And I thought for sure, with the horrible marriage he had, that he would never want to get married again. So, anyways, it was Christmas Eve, and at the time we were going to a really, really small church that was in a very small, intimate space. And every Christmas Eve, they would have a candlelight service. And so that evening, it was just beautiful. Candelabras all lit and just beautiful, if as you can imagine. And so the service happened, and after the service, I don't know, I think I was like helping put some things away, and I wasn't even looking at my husband, but I happened to turn around, and when I turned around, he was on his knee holding my beautiful ring and proposed to me. And it was so special. Both of his daughters were there, and nobody knew he was going to do it. His daughters didn't know, nobody knew. And it was beautiful. It was so intimate and just so special. So, yeah, when I look at that ring, it reminds me of what a beautiful moment that was. But even more than that, a ring in and of itself, it's a circle and it's never ending. And it's just to me a symbol of our marriage and our unity together. And so recently had that realization again how much it bothered me that I couldn't wear my ring. And you may be wondering, well, how did it happen? What happened? Why doesn't it fit you anymore? And basically, what happened was life happened. I went through some difficult periods with my health. One of them stemmed from a concussion that I got on January 1st of 2020. So that was a fabulous year for so many reasons, right? But even though even though it wasn't a severe concussion, the effects from this concussion lasted me 2, 3 years. Through all the testing I was getting because of the problems I was having, it was discovered that I have Meniere's disease. And really, that's probably where my fall stemmed from because of the balance issues that Meniere's disease can cause. So, even though it was a horrible time, it was probably also a blessing that it was discovered what was going on with me. But, anyways, because of all that, I got really off track. I started gaining weight because my activity levels just totally dipped. I was going through depression and I wasn't interacting socially. I really became just a hermit. And yeah, so the weight was piling on. And you may be wondering why I didn't just go get the ring resized. And the biggest reason for me is that I didn't want to ruin the strength, the integrity of the ring because I had already got it resized the first time. And if you keep messing with the gold like that, and this is white gold, then it's going to possibly just weaken the whole ring entirely. So in my mind, I'm thinking, you know what? I will lose weight. I will lose the weight. I will get back into fitting into the ring. So I'm just going to put it away for now. And here we are 6 years later and still doesn't fit. And so now I do have hope again that I will fit into this ring. It's just going to take longer than I thought. As far as life on Manjaro, I'm not sitting around anymore doing nothing. I work full time. I'm a wife. I have a household to take care of. I am very involved with my church. I sing on the praise team. So I have band practice twice a week. I hang out with a lot of my friends. I am doing this YouTube thing, which it may not seem like it because my videos aren't very fancy, but I invest a lot of hours doing the editing and all the things involved in doing that. And keeping my house in order. Now that it's getting into summertime, I'm going to have my garden that's going to take up a lot of time. So, no, with all that going on in my life does not revolve around dieting and it never will. And that's the part people tend to not see when they're here telling me to do more. Eat less, do more, push harder, do a keto, do carnivore. That's not how my life works, and that's not what my doctors have me doing. And now that I'm in my 50s and just really realize how quickly time goes by, I'm not chasing fast anymore. I'm not going to sit around and compare myself to other people. I'm definitely not going back to extremes. I'm focusing on what really matters: health, sustainability, real life. So this ring that you see me wear all the time, it's a beautiful ring, but it is just a temporary filler so my hand doesn't feel empty until I can wear my ring again. These here are my actual beautiful wedding rings. I haven't even tried it on since I started Mounjaro in June of 2025. And I already know it's probably not going to fit, but let's try it on anyways. Yeah. So it did go on but it is so, so tight. If I kept this on for any amount of time, see, oh, so tight. If I kept it on for any amount of time, I'd probably end up having to go to emergency to get it cut off or something. And that's the last thing I want to have happen is my ring to be destroyed. So, unfortunately, it's not there yet. And this is the part that really changed my goals for this year. I want to wear my wedding rings again. I'm committed to taking the time to get there. I'm not going to rush it, and I'm not going to break myself trying to get there. I don't need fast. I don't need perfect. This is what slow and steady looks like for me. And for me, this starts here. See you next week. Bye.
Been through a lot of pain. Some things are not the same as they were a year ago, but all will be okay. I move on each and every day. The past is where it stays, way back a year ago. I've changed for the better this time. I thought I would never be fine. I strive just to say I'm alright, and for the first time in a long time I'm alright.